Before we go further, type yes in the comments right now if you have a drink most evenings. Wine, beer, anything. Just yes. I want to know how many of you are watching this right now. And if you are new to Heart Pulse Lab, this is exactly the kind of conversation we have every single week. The ones your doctor started but never finished? Hit subscribe so you never miss one. Now let me show you exactly what is happening, step by step, so you can see this clearly for yourself. Let's go. Let's go.
Where the wine is good for your heart idea came from. For decades, moderate alcohol consumption, particularly red wine, was associated in observational studies with lower rates of cardiovascular disease. The so-called French paradox captured public imagination in the early 1990s. Red wine contained resveratrol and other polyphenol that appeared to offer protective effects in laboratory studies. Cardiologists began cautiously suggesting that a glass of wine with dinner might not be harmful, and could potentially offer modest benefits. That suggestion became conventional wisdom remarkably quickly. The problem was the research method. Observational studies cannot establish causation. And when researchers began controlling for confounding variables, for the fact that moderate drinkers tend to have higher incomes, better diets, more social connections, and lower stress levels than non-drinkers, the apparent cardiovascular benefit of alcohol largely disappeared. And then the guidelines changed, the 2025 to 2026 position, and what it means for seniors. In January 2025, the World Health Organization released a statement confirming that no level of alcohol consumption is safe from a health perspective. That position has been reinforced by multiple major medical bodies since. The American Heart Association's most recent guidance is explicit: alcohol is not recommended as a strategy for cardiovascular protection. Any apparent benefit seen in older studies has not held up under rigorous modern analysis. More critically for seniors, a major study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that even low to moderate alcohol consumption, 1 to 2 drinks per day, was associated with a 16% increased risk of atrial fibrillation compared to non-drinkers. That risk increased significantly with age. Atrial fibrillation is not a minor inconvenience. It is a serious cardiac arrhythmia that increases stroke risk by up to 5 times. It is one of the most common conditions I encounter in surgical patients over 60. And it is one of the most consistently underappreciated consequences of what most seniors consider responsible, moderate drinking. Clifford's atrial fibrillation did not come from nowhere. It built over 15 years, one glass at a time. If you are not yet subscribed to Heart Pulse Lab, do that right now. This is the research that changes what happens tonight, not just at your next checkup. Now let's keep going. Fast forward button now. Here is the part that surprised even me, because it is not just atrial fibrillation. Alcohol affects the aging heart in 3 other ways that most seniors have never heard explained. Stay with me. What alcohol does to the aging heart beyond rhythm. The atrial fibrillation risk is the most well-documented consequence of regular alcohol consumption in older adults. But it is not the only one. Alcohol raises blood pressure. Even moderate consumption elevates systolic blood pressure in a meaningful and dose-dependent way. In a senior who is already managing hypertension with medication, a nightly drink is working directly against the medication every single evening. Alcohol disrupts metabolism. It impairs the liver's ability to regulate blood sugar and triglycerides. In a senior with prediabetes or elevated triglycerides, regular alcohol consumption worsens both conditions, which in turn accelerates arterial inflammation and plaque formation. Alcohol destroys sleep quality. It suppresses REM sleep and causes fragmented sleep in the second half of the night. Poor sleep independently raises cardiovascular risk, raises cortisol, raises inflammatory markers, and raises blood pressure the following day. Every single morning after a nightly drink, your heart starts the day already under elevated stress. A nightly drink. Elevated blood pressure. Disrupted sleep. Rising triglycerides. Increased atrial fibrillation risk. All building quietly, one evening at a time, for years. Link if you know someone over 60 who has a glass of wine every night because their doctor once said it might be good for their heart, send them this video right now. That recommendation was based on research that medicine has since moved away from. That share matters. Speech balloon, drop a comment right now. How long have you been having a nightly drink? And did your doctor ever tell you it was good for your heart? I read every single comment and I want to know your experience. The conversation you need to have tonight. Here is the practical part, because I never want to leave you with concern without direction. I am not telling you that one drink you had last Tuesday caused irreversible damage. I am telling you that a nightly habit, sustained over years, creates a cardiovascular risk profile that most seniors and their doctors have systematically underestimated. At your next appointment, tell your doctor how often you drink and how much. Not a rounded-down estimate. The honest number. And ask specifically, given my cardiac history and my current medications, is any level of alcohol consumption advisable for me? That conversation may produce a different answer than the one you received 10 or 15 years ago. The research has moved. And you deserve to know where it has moved to. Clifford and I had a long conversation after his evaluation. He was not angry. He was genuinely confused. He had been doing what his doctor suggested. He had been moderate. He had been responsible. I told him that the doctor who made that suggestion had done so based on the best available evidence at the time. The evidence had changed. And nobody had told him. Clifford stopped drinking entirely under the guidance of his cardiologist. Within 8 months his atrial fibrillation episodes had reduced in frequency significantly. I think about Clifford's 7 p.m. glass of wine, poured faithfully every evening for 15 years. A ritual that felt like self-care. A habit that felt responsible. A recommendation that was never updated. He deserved to know sooner. You are finding out now. Before you go, I want one thing from you. Think about what you do tonight. What you pour. What you reach for to wind down. And ask yourself honestly, when did your doctor last discuss your alcohol consumption in the context of your heart health? Speech balloon, tell me in the comments. How often do you drink? And did you know the research had changed? Your honest answer helps me understand how many people are sitting right now with a habit they were told was safe, that medicine has since looked at very differently. I read every single comment personally.